was quick.
Oh, excuse me, everybody. Greetings, everybody. Tommy Hawksblood here, calling from the Big Island of Hawaii. So much stuff is going on, nothing good, but in the interim, I'm still doing my show. Tina's still here, which is amazing. So we're going to give you what we can in a half hour. But to start off, I hope you read the title and read what we're talking about. Because right now, I've been dealing with so many people lecturing, talking, and they all talk about the same thing. Either it's the pyramids or it's the good aliens. I mean, it's like, let's talk about what's really happening. What's that? Oh, the pyramids. You know, Ancient Alien's been on 15 years and they're still saying the same thing about the pyramids. You'd think they would have came up with better information and stuff. They're starting to go into UFOs and things now a little bit more. But that's because everybody heard that 10,000 times over. It's time for something new to be said. But outside of that, I'm dealing with all these people that are talking about the good aliens and what's going to happen and stuff. Are you looking at the planet? Is anybody looking at the planet now and seeing what's happening? We're in serious trouble. And it is with aliens. It has nothing to do with the government or anything else. It has to do with aliens affecting people. We don't care what's going on with the government, or we shouldn't be. We should be concerned about your child, your family, when you go camping, what you do, and what happens. Nobody reports it. The parks don't have to report it. I mean, people don't report it. Companies don't report it. I mean, people go missing here, there, and everywhere, and nobody reports it. I mean, sure, they're selling body parts around the world and things like that, but basically, we got to worry about ourselves. And I keep telling people, you got to care about you first. If you can't help yourself, you're not going to be able to help anybody else. And there's things that we can do as far as abduction and all that, but people don't even want to talk about that. They just want to talk about the good aliens are going to come here and we're going to get help. Help what? Ask Tina what kind of help she ever got, or what kind of help she expects to get in the near future. He's been sick ever since, dealing with every kind of problem. But here, let her say hello, everybody. Here's Tina Berry. Greetings, Tina.
Hello, Tommy. Greetings, Tommy. Tommy's broadcasting from Hawaii, and I'm here in Southampton in the UK. And good evening. Thank you, everyone, for listening to our half hour. As Tommy said, people think since they've had the disclosure events and outcome events in the US, meeting with the Senate and things like that, they think that's it. That's the end of the road, and they're looking into it. They said their next steps were origin and intent. So that's fine. But the people, like Tommy said, they've just stopped talking about it. So if it's origin and intent, where are they from and what are their intentions, firstly. Secondly is if they've been doing this and talking to them for a while, they have a very good idea. They've just not disclosed that to the rest of the military or other nations. Or the other nations are in with it. Either way, I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. But it seems that people have just stopped talking about it. So it's either that it's become more an everyday thing, and people say, well, I believe. As I'm going to say again, as I've repeated before, a belief is an act of faith. It's a religious act of faith. Now, difference between believing and knowing is I know, and that's the difference. You can believe in anything you want. You can believe in Father Christmas, Santa Claus, anything you want. Well, that's an act of faith. That's your belief. We're not going to take that away from anybody. But for me, it's different. I know. And I think people now, I think it's not that it's people stop talking about it so much, which they have. It's the fact that it's not ostracized so much now. Since you've got military people that have come out and said military pilots, as part of the US Navy, wasn't it? Because it was on board an aircraft carrier. It was one of their ships from an aircraft carrier, and it saw all these UFOs. Like it was a 3-day thing on it. Was it the Nimitz or the other one? So uh, all the fizziness has been taken out and all the Mickey taken and it's all kind of stopped, which is a good thing. It should have done. But where do we go from here? Where does that leave us? There's many questions that are leaving it at that point. Moving forward, people think, well, that's kind of disclosure. Now they said, yes, it's real. But what people don't seem to understand is what's next. So you've still got the question of abduction. It's okay having these things picked up in cameras and videos and things like that. Now they're picking up extraterrestrial signals from hundreds of millions of miles from Earth, light years from Earth. That's being beamed back to the Earth. You've got the sun that's having a bit of a hissy fit, as you would put it, and it's having a bit of a discharge at the moment, coronal ejection, whatever's going on with that. So you've got other little things that are going on, but nothing seems to be moving along. People report on it. No one's kind of listening or doing anything about it or collaborating about it or talking about it. Everything, like Tommy says, seems to have gone quiet. Perhaps it's just the time of year. But now should be the time. Perhaps people are sitting back and thinking, well, if the Navy's right, they've got all these report abductees are definitely right because this is something that's happening. Who then is accountable? Well, if you don't want to come out and say, look, accountability and people asking, asking more, perhaps people are too frightened to ask more. No, human nature is human beings are nosy. It's, well, let's approach the subject of abduction. And abduction is real, it's happening, it has happened, and it continues to happen. What are they doing about that? But Tommy.
They should open a site online even for abductees and things like that, and it should be sponsored by the government.
Yeah.
And they should pay for it.
Yeah.
Because people have problems. People that get abducted have some form of problem. And I mean, it could be really bad, it could be not that bad, but it's different for everybody. But the problem is, like most people now, which I'm starting to see, a lot more are getting abducted more than once now. And it's happening a couple of times. So once these aliens latch onto you, they're not going to let you go that easy. So that's where we need help. We need people that work with us and help these people that have the serious problems. I'm not a psychiatrist, so I can't do that. But we need somebody that's in that vein that will accept the idea that aliens are real, they're abducting people, and we have serious problems from that. But people don't want to face that, which is pretty sad. Because,
Tommy, you're right, but it's like this thing. You got one of the biggest volcanoes in the world on Iceland, which holds a massive ice cap. If that melted, you'd have 33,000 feet of snow falling into the sea heading towards the UK. Nobody's talking about that. That's getting ready to erupt. Like I said, we're receiving an alien signal. They're receiving a signal from deep space, a repeatable signal from millions of light years away. Why is that not all over the news? Why is that not being spoken about every day? Why is that not having a more objectivity in headlines? What's going on with that? Again, the sun, that's a huge thing. That's going to affect every living being on Earth. Why is that not being spoken about? What is going on, people?
Even the Skinwalker Ranch, I've been trying to get in touch with those people for months. I'm ready to quit because I'm paying $11 a month for what? They won't even communicate with me. And then we got to listen to their stories. But they only feed you half of the information. Tyler should be a little more intelligent when he says things because it seems like he doesn't know anything. He's supposed to be so smart, this, that, and the other thing. And, we got to get more information. We have so much information of what's going on for real already.
But they have so much more background information, which they're not allowed to talk about.
Well, that's the problem. But see, Skinwalker Ranch is based on showing us what's really happening. They're not going to show us them pull an alien ship out of the ground. I guarantee it. Next year, when their show starts over, if it does, they might stop it. Now, there was a big thing in search of Bigfoot. They stopped it last 2 weeks ago. I don't know if it's going to come back on or not, but they had everything proven that Bigfoot's there. They're going to catch him and everything else. I mean, there was a video put up of an actual catching of Bigfoot in a cage and all that. People say it's half real, half not, but how do you know which is real, which is not, whether it even happened or if it really did? But this show was on every week, and they kept getting closer and proving things and stuff. and suddenly it's not on the air again. So the second they go to expose, like when Jesse Ventura, he was on for 2 years and he was exposing everything. Then
I
all of a
think
sudden,
a transitional phase as well. You've got, like you just said, all the guys Tommy knows and have just mentioned have like died off or ceased working or gone into retirement. These are all guys. People should be listening and looking and reviewing all their old work because that is years and years of intelligence gathering. They just need newer, younger people, say my age, to step into the limelight and continue it.
well, for me personally, and I'm not bragging, this ain't bragging. I was close to a lot of the important people in the UFO world. I was close to people in one person in MJ12. So I have so much inside information that I trust 100%. So when I talk about things, we aren't liars, we're not storytellers. But then again, I could talk to Musk, I could talk to any of these people, and they kind of just don't listen. Musk, all he's talking about is going to Mars. He said he can't wait till he goes to Mars. He can't wait. And he's sending up what 4 more ships now. He sent the one up last week, and he's sending 4 more up, and he's so happy about that. I said, do you think you're going to be happy when you find out what's on Mars when you get there? Do you really think so?
Do you remember India a few years ago? I want to say about 6 years ago. It might have been about that, or probably a bit longer. They launched 168 rockets up into space. They said that they were going to near Earth orbit, or they were going somewhere else. Nothing was ever seen of them. We don't know what was on their rockets or where they were going. They could have been taking stuff to Mars or anywhere, for all we know.
You know, like I said, I knew a lot of inside people. About 6 years ago, and this is direct information from inside the government, they hit the sun with 3 blue bombs. Why would you want to hit the sun with a bomb? And what would it actually do? What were they trying to do? All right. So, even when they showed the broadcast that we were supposed to send a bomb to the moon and blow it up, and they showed it live, everything was live on TV and all the channels, everything. And about 2 minutes before it hit the moon, it was blocked. So all this hype showing us that we're going to do this and that, and then they never showed what happened. So it's amazing how they give you a little bit of information
I
and then
did
they
see
block the rest.
since I've been here. So I've been here about 5 years now. It must have been about 2 years ago, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. It was about this time of year, I think. Well, it was dark outside at this time of year, but I went out one night. It was between, I want to say, about 1:30 in the morning. I went outside and I looked up in the sky, and I kid you not, it looked like a quarter of a world that had been like an explosion. It was in the sky and it just drifted past. I ran back in to get my camera. As I ran back in to get my camera, I went outside and it had gone. It looked like it was like quarter of a world on fire. It was just skimming. You could see it in the sky, in the southern hemisphere. It was just skimming the sky, going straight across like that. So something's obviously blew up in space, a part of a planet, or they blew something up that was too close to the Earth and it just drifted by. There's nothing. How come nobody on satellites got that? How come nobody else with a camera? If I can see that thing in the sky from my garden, why didn't all these observatories get it? All these, is it now near Earth orbit objects? Why wasn't that picked up with that? Why wasn't that on the news? If we can see huge things like that, the quarter size of the Earth floating by in space, literally is on fire. You could see it quite clearly. Why isn't that reported? Why isn't it on the news? Why isn't it released? Why aren't we paying trillions and trillions of bazillion pounds each year to all these projects, and they can't produce one picture in it? You can stand in your garden, physically see it yourself. What's going on?
Well, here's a fact, people. Now, my partner doesn't believe in UFOs and aliens, or she doesn't want to. But a couple years ago, she goes, Tommy, look out, check what's out in the sky. For her to say that was amazing. So I went out and watched the ship get blown up. Within another half hour, another ship was coming and they blasted that out of the sky in Hawaii. All right. They never mentioned it.
Yeah, there's lots of things in the UK that said that a lot. Hawaii's been a hot point. Tommy's right, over the years, especially the last 5 10 years, is getting more increasing.
Again, they didn't say a word. And now the UFO world, they cannot, or they don't, I don't know why, will not talk about what the government's doing with alien ships. We had 3 major wars in space, 2 on planet Earth. Nobody in the UFO world goes into the ones that happened on the Earth, even. 2 major ones. I mean, there's probably little ones. I mean, they were abducting people in Vietnam, and they knew it. So, people, when you hear stories and these people talking to UFO world, they don't tell you anything important. Michael Sala, I don't know if you know who he is. He's a big
Yeah, I've
speaker in
heard
the
of
UFO
it.
world.
Yeah.
He was living in Hawaii. I used to write him letters every day because all he said, the government's bad, the government, the government, the government. I said, go back to Australia 10 times to him. And then I met him in the car lot. He was going in the store. He just came back from the UFO conference. I said, you go to UFO conference? Yeah, it was great. I said, what'd you learn? Well, I didn't learn anything. I said, then why'd you go? And I walked away. But he blocked me about a week later on LinkedIn, and then he moved from Hawaii. So again, these people talk about things, and Richard Dolan is the same kind of idea. He always talks about things outside of what's real or really important. It's time to face it, people. We need to, people don't want to get together to do anything. I mean, they want to march on the White House and stuff, but they don't want to deal with what's happening to us as people.
Mm.
I mean, Trump didn't do that many great things. He did a lot of bad things, which nobody even talks about. And he could become president again. But nobody wants to talk about UN Agenda 30. Now, Trump cannot do a thing about it, and neither can Biden, because 193 countries agreed on that. So for them to say, well, I'm going to stop it, like Mr. Trump, we'll make the world better. No, you're not. We're in a downhill cycle, and it's going to crash within 7 years completely to one world order and half of the population, people. You might not want to hear it. And there's a lot of people saying, well, we're coming to an end. Even the UFO people like Corey Good, well, the aliens told them the world's going to be destroyed in 2 years. That never happened. Cavalassius from Australia said the aliens told them it was going to be destroyed with 2 years, but that was like 12 years ago. That never happened. Aliens don't give us good information. Never did, people. The Mayans, the Aztecs, the Egyptians, all were given retarded, wrong word, the wrong information. All right. Lies about reincarnation and all those words. They fed
I
them.
got someone in our chat room. So, Tommy Robinson, is that the
The speaker?
no, I think it's Tommy Robinson. Is he the activist, the one they arrested in London? Is that the one you're on about? I'm not quite sure because there's a few Tommy Robinsons. Recently there was some there was some what do you call it? They were out marching, and I believe he was. Yeah, I've seen a snippet. Yeah, that one, I've seen a snippet. I haven't seen the whole story yet, but apparently on the news it said that he'd been arrested. But I have no idea as to what or why. I just saw an image of quite a few.
No. I had the worst month of my life this past month. I'm not keeping up with commercial news. My car was demolished, a brand new car. My partner was beat up in a place where she was supposed to play by her own band member. The things that are going on within the past couple of weeks is mind-boggling. My owner of my property was going to make me move. So I put down a big deposit on a new house, put a wall up, put in the smoke alarms in, and then my owner goes, well, you don't have to move.
Is he really requesting you that money back?
I don't get that money back. No. So I lost $1,200 there. And then to top it off, I had to get a new car, but I had to put $2,000 down. Now, the bank's paying off my car, so they're giving me supposedly $2,000 more. Hopefully, they will give me some of that.
That's terrible.
But all these things, I mean, I lost so much money this month, going through so many horrible things. The crime in this neighborhood is crazy. So people, it's not just aliens. I mean, yeah, that's a part of it. But you see, people don't talk about, we don't even talk about demons, entities, and things like that. And that's on an uprise. I mean, it's growing incredibly, and it's affecting more people than not.
I just got a reply for Richie. I just checked on the British news. I'm not sure what part of the country or world we're in. It just said that Tommy had been arrested for a breach of inclusion order. So he's probably in a part of London. I have no idea.
Oh
I have no
no!
idea. Well, you were
Did they
bitten by a rattlesnake 2 weeks
did they
ago. Oh
treat you
my
in the
god!
hospital? Did they treat you in the hospital? I mean, because my friend who was in the UFO world, the owner Stardust
Where are you
Home,
to be bitten? Where were you? Is it Australia outback, or have you got them in America as well? You got them in America as well,
we
haven't you?
got snakes in America, but
What part of
my
the
friend
world
was
do you really get bit by a rattlesnake, mate?
bitten in Colorado, and he went to the hospital. They didn't have the antidote, and he had to suffer for 3 days, and he almost died because they couldn't get the antidote.
Yeah,
I
snake
mean,
bites are really they're deadly. He's let you. Well, I must say, mate, you're lucky to be alive.
oh, he was in Florida. Okay, but
Oh,
we got things like that to deal with. We got fire ants. I went out yesterday. I must have got bit by like 30 of them, but
good.
2 weeks ago I got bit by about 110. My whole stomach, my chest,
Have
my
you find
arm.
a iguana? Don't iguanas or something eat them?
Iguanas eat. Uh, I don't know. We have mongoose. We brought mongoose in to Hawaii.
Do they
We
eat
have
them?
them everywhere. So we do not have snakes, period.
Yeah.
But Florida has a problem with alligators right now, and they're trying to stop that. Yeah, fire ants for pain. I've been working in my garden because we're going to get the house
Well, I did
inspected.
watch a program saying that they are spreading around the world, aren't they? They're having a huge issue. They can't get rid of them, can they?
Do you remember? Does anybody remember the mile-long ants that's still in existence and they're still crawling around
Oh,
and
no.
they can't stop it and they don't, but they go across a river, they go across things just like it was normal for them. They build bridges when they're going across the water and stuff. They're amazing, considering they're what 10 times stronger than the size of their body. So plus they got a queen. I mean, if normal people had a queen, they might be a little better off. Might be a little more organized than what we are. But that's what's going to happen when UN agenda takes place. We're not going to have free will. People, get ready for what's going to happen. And aliens are going to be in there all. They don't need 8 million people, 8 billion people either. So they don't care about that. As long as they can get their set number. And basically, in the 50s, it was what? How many people? 10,000 a year, which that's all they were supposed to take.
They've probably taken more than that, and people don't even
Oh,
know they've been taken. Sorry, Tommy. They've probably taken more than that. I've seen hundreds in just in one go. In one of the times that they take it, I've seen hundreds of people up there. So I know they've taken more than that. I'm just unfortunate to remember. I'm not one of the I'd say lucky ones. No one's ever lucky if you've been abducted. I don't know where people get that from. But I've seen many people up there, Tommy. Sorry.
oh, just on that number though, the 10,000 number. They like it. The government loves 10,000. They're allowed to kill 10,000 whales. They're allowed to kill 10,000 dolphins. Wherever they came up with the number, aliens are allowed to abduct 10,000 people. Whatever that number relates to is accepted by the government for anything. So we should have 10,000 people running for president. I mean, on top of everything else. But Tina, do you want to just go over your book for people because it's becoming a really important book out there.
Guys, this is my book. It costs less than a packet of cigarettes. I had a young lady email me asking me for pictures. So this book was made for pictures, which is why, excuse me, it's so large. It was made for, but fortunately, me or Amazon couldn't get the pictures on there for some reason. It just wouldn't take. This took over 2 years just to produce this. In the end, I just went with it. But this is £10, less than a packet of English cigarettes. And it contains my investigator's little note from me. It contains my investigator's statement in there, a little bit about me, my investigator's statement, and I've tried to put in order when it happened all my times that I've been taken and my experience while being taken and what I observed and what I learned. Obviously, the people's asked me if I'm going to write book 2 to it because of all the other bits and pieces and try and get pictures in. Yes, I will do that. But yeah, there it is. It's called The Bonded, The Truth About Alien Abduction. I called it The Bonded because it was my understanding that when they brought this baby over, my clone, this spitting image of me about had their eyes. But she wanted or needed to bond with me to keep the memory in what I call the link. for the rest of them. So that's why I've called it The Bonded. It's the truth about alien abduction. There it is. You can get that. There you go on Amazon. You can get it for free on Kindle Unlimited. So if you've got on Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free. You can buy it on Kindle if you don't have the Unlimited. And of course, you can buy the book. It costs 10 quid. That's all, £10, less than a packet of cigarettes. And you could have it by tomorrow if you bought it on Amazon. But yeah, it gives you my complete, from what I've remembered, that's not dreamt or anything, it's what I physically remember and saw with my own two eyes. That's happened, and it's very eye-opening. And people should be more aware of what's actually going on. I've got some other books. I've got a fantasy book. I'm going to break that down into two. That I read that myself quite often, on and off. It's called The Guardians of Light and the Brotherhood of Night. And so I also have another book as well. It's called The Checkpoint. So, but yeah, you can find them all on Amazon Kindle, and they're all free on Amazon Unlimited. So if you go to Amazon, if you want to read it for free or try a couple of test pages, go to Amazon Unlimited, and they're free. You can read it for free. So there you go. So you don't have to buy it, or you don't get another subscription. Again, Kindle, if you don't have the Unlimited, it's affordable on there. And again, you can own the book. And if you ever see me out, I'm quite happy to sign it for you. Hopefully there's more to come in the new year when I'm feeling a bit better. But like Tommy says, people have gone quiet. Richie, if you're out there and you see any news, please report it. Come on, give a shout out to someone. If you want to know about anything, highlight a topic. That's what we're here for. Again, no one's even mentioned about the sun that's, could lose all signal on this side of the earth for a few days. But these are things that could, that are going to affect humanity. They know it's happening. They can observe it and have pictures of it, but they can't have pictures of UFOs or objects flying past the Earth, and you can't have reports of it. But they can report on a signal of 1 million miles away. But Tommy,
people, you really need to get the book and read it. You need to understand what happens. It's not this great thing. Everybody goes, "Oh, I want to be abducted. I want to be on a plane, on a ship." No, you don't. It's not pleasurable. It's not good.
Terrifying.
It never was good, people. You need to understand that. Read her story, and she's not making it up like many other people do.
Terrifying.
This is her whole life. It's not just one time, oh, I was this, that, and then they create a whole story around it. This is her whole life, people. And it affected her many different ways, especially her health. People, this is time to wake up. Tell people, your friends. See, everybody will call you crazy, but get the people that listen. There's people that will listen, and they're the ones that need to hear it.
Richie, when you've ordered it, read it, and come back on. If you have any questions whatsoever,
good for you, Richard.
His email up. I think I can't see it on the screen, but Tommy will put his email. Email Tommy either before the show, and I'll read it, and I'll get some questions ready, and I'll answer them for you. Or come on the show, or just ask him in the chat room, and I will tell you. Read it, read it and get back to me, and I will chat. Lots of people have questions when they actually sit down and read it. Think, bloody hell! And they look at it, think, oh, read it.
We're trying to keep the show short because too many people lose interest no matter what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So I might go on a few minutes over, but please, Tina's given her time. She's you can see the condition she's in. Her leg's still in a cast, and she's going to the hospital all the time. She's not in the best health, people, and she's putting her time here, which I give her credit for. I don't know too many people that are willing to go that far.
Black Friday deal, $7.70. That's probably what it is.
So my book is a little bit different, but it should be out hopefully in a month. They're still editing my last couple of chapters of my book. It's about protection for women. But I mean, I don't go into aliens, but I go into protection for themselves. But people, it's time to get involved with life.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, well, I got what I want. No, you don't have what you want. You have what you think you want. You have a clue what's going to happen later on in your life. If the government changes, if we go into war, any of these things that can happen. If aliens decide to declare an actual war on us, not that they will. There's no reason for them to.
There was a prophecy. I was looking it up yesterday. That Baba Vanga, I think I'm not sure if she was Russian. I don't want to say the wrong thing there, but she said that there would be a false flag event this or next year involving alien invasion.
See,
That's something to keep in
they
mind.
all said that. Even Richard Dolan and all of them talk
Well,
about
it's
it.
supposed to be the end of this year, next year, so we'll soon
We're
see. It's
not
only a few weeks in.
gonna get a fake alien invasion, people. They can't stage a fake alien invasion. All right, they can put it in the newspapers and everything else, but are they going to have an alien walk down the street? Are they? That would be an invasion. Shooting laser beams, killing people. That would be an invasion. Not, oh, look at the hologram in the sky. Oh, it's a UFO. It's an alien coming out of the ship. No, that's not going to work. I had a big thing with the person from the ESETI Ranch, James Gillen. I mentioned this already. He said there was a 45-foot alien coming out of the mountain. He's right next to this mountain. I said, really? Oh, yeah, it was walking straight towards us. And what happened? Oh, it just disappeared. And you believe it was a real alien? Oh, yes, it was. I said, why? Why would you believe that? 45-foot alien just walking out of a mountain and just walking towards you and then disappear before he gets you? Doesn't make any sense. So holograms are pretty common. And if they put a hologram over us, some people might believe that they did it over a country. They put an image of a god and the war stopped. That was a couple of years ago. But people, we're not that gullible in the United States. And if they saw an alien walking down the street, they'd want to go shake its hand or shoot at it. They want to do something other than.
Apparently that young man saw one and phoned the police. So there you go. But with that, guys, keep looking up. Richie, I'm looking forward to. As soon as you get it, read it, and I'll ask me any questions. Let me know what you think about it. Give us some feedback, whether you like it or not. And I want people to know what actually happened to me. And it's not just me. There's millions of other people. And people should be more aware. But Tommy, it's been great speaking to you in Hawaii. Tommy's been over a real bad time. I think we both have over the last few months, especially this year. But until next week, guys, please keep coming on. We've only got a few shows left to the end of the year. And then I think normally we wrap it up just before Christmas. But we will see you next Tuesday on the 12th. Look up and see if you can see any news, guys. Please look up if you see any news, people reporting it about UFOs. Let us know. But till then, I'm Tina Brody here in Southampton in the
Always
UK.
a pleasure,
Bye-bye,
Tina.
Tommy. Bye, Richie.
Bye-bye.
Please get it. And I'll see you all guys next week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye. Tina Bird, a great person, going through a lot, people. I'm not sure you know how much she's really going through. I mean, 2 years ago, it was really bad. She has every symptom of radiation poisoning. We didn't even get her to take out the Geiger counter. But all the symptoms. Losing her hairs, losing her fingernails, losing her teeth. Her whole body turns black and blue if she falls down. All kinds of weird stuff. But she's hanging in there. I give her credit. I want her to come out with a hypnosis session so people could listen to her while she's under and things, because there's a lot of things she doesn't even know that happened. So, I mean, Travis Walton did a movie about it, and he goes, well, it wasn't right. There was so much information missing and stuff like that. But people, it's time to listen, get involved, but don't listen to everybody. The UFO world is losing it. When I was active many years ago, from 96 to 2002, it was really moving up and becoming more important. Now it's not important at all. Go to a UFO convention. What are you going to come home with? Nothing. They don't talk about bad aliens much. They don't talk about what's really happening. Just that, like with Stephen Greer and people like that. Well, we need to talk to aliens. Why? They talked to the Egyptians, they talked to the Mayans, they talked to every race that was here for a long period of time. Not one of them was helped, saved, or anything other than that. Me too. She said she has a problem going on, but I don't push it too far to get into whatever's going on because she's got so much stuff going on. People, this show is short. I'm not going to keep it long. I could, but I'm going to do a separate show this week. All right. But in the interim, watch the skies. There's a lot going on. And not just satellites, people. Not just drones. I mean, here in Hawaii, we got ships over the ocean. And I just had a family tell me they watched it for 2 hours. It was going back and forth, and then it shot up into space. It's not a drone. No reason for a drone to do that. No reason for an alien to do that, but they do that a lot here in Hawaii. There's underground cities that are alien bases, people. I know that for a fact. You don't have to believe it or not. But we got 2 races here in Hawaii. I'm not going to go into that. But they're not interacting directly with humans. Those 2 races. I'm not talking about the reptilians, the greys, the Nordics, and even the mantis and things like that. There's no good mantis people. And if people, I work with mantis and they're good, and no, they're not. The tall whites are probably the best out of them all, because then you got the Nordics, which are aliens, and they're not good. They look like they're good because you got a white robe, blue eyes, blonde hair, and things like that, but that doesn't make them good. If you want to corrupt people, you take on what they want to see. You don't come as a dragon and say, I'm going to be a friend. You come as something that they respect. And if it looks like Jesus, they'll respect it even more. People, we got things going on. And it's time for you to get involved if you care. Care about life, care about death. What do you care about? All right, people, I'm going to leave it short today. Please send this link to everybody you know. I've been trying to get in touch with all these big name speakers. The only one that I got replies from, I'm not going to even say it because I'm hoping to bring him on the show soon. All right. Hopefully it'll happen. He's been so busy. I've been so messed up with what's going on. But hopefully for the new year, if my site doesn't get taken down on YouTube, I'm going to start bringing more guests on that I trust. I don't bring people on just because they're famous, just because they're on TV. I don't care about that. If they don't have anything important to say, I don't want them on my show. Person I'm bringing on says he has a lot to say. He wants to talk about something specific. I said, fine, okay. I brought some people on that I thought were important. They told great stories, and then years later, they twisted it and changed it. I'm not going to say the names, but I became very cautious of people I bring on. I do not promote lies. I do not promote stories. I don't want to. We don't have time to play games, or you want to play a game, go out and buy a game and play it, but that's not going to help you do anything except maybe humor you. So until next time, Tommy.Hawksblood here, calling from the big island of Hawaii. Don't take wooden nickels because you're not going to get anything for you. And if Trump gets in, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. All right. If we go into fake money, which it might be happening soon too, be careful of that. We've got so many things happening. She had a car accident, almost died in a car accident. Luckily, the airbags on all sides of the car helped her. But she was attacked in a club later. I mean, what's going on is ridiculous. So I don't want to get into my personal life. It's so messed up right now. As far as that goes, I'm trying to get my book out. That's my number one concern right now because it's for women and helping them survive in life. So send my link to everybody, to all the UFO people you know. If they got a question, want to debate, anything, my email is right there, hawksblood1, AOL.com, HAWKSBLOOD1. Please, if you want information about Tina, me to get in touch with her, no problem. Text me, email me. If you want to talk directly, Skype, Hawksblood11. Friend me, and then we can talk there too. So until next time, people, enjoy your day, enjoy your night. Don't let this get you down. I mean, it's hard not to, but be a fighter. Try to survive. Do what you can, but get something out of life what you need for yourself as a soul being, not just a person walking around the planet. I mean, money, house, car, those kind of things aren't going to help you. It didn't help any race that lived here. I mean, whether it was family, and people think family is the answer to everything. It's not. Because you have a lot of problems when you have children. A lot more than if you didn't. So it's up to you, people. You want the truth, why aliens are here, what they're doing, what they're going to do. Stay in touch. We keep you informed. I got inside information, which I'm not getting into in detail yet. But little by little, I'm letting it drip out. So until next time, Tommy.Hawksblood, peace, love, compassion, whatever you need in your life, don't stop until you get it. Don't stop with lies and stories. It's not going to help you. And money's not the answer. Till next time.
raise my eyes to the wild blue yonder, I can't believe what I see, and it makes me wonder why it's falling down.